Itu saja sayangku. Terima kasih.
Birth to death, death to birth. In the name of love, it comes to an end. All that comes and goes is borrowed illusion. When the shadow sees the light, a stranger no more hiding under the tongue, basking in the circle of the sun. In the circle of the sun.
Kembalilah. Itu saja sayangku. Terima kasih.
Vima, thank you so much for giving me your time today to talk about, well, I have endless subjects to talk to you about, but we'll try to get through as much as we can the time that we have together. One thing I wanted to ask you about is that since I started meditating and doing a lot more work internally, I noticed that I am much more aware and attuned to the energies around me. I can't really tell you what it is. I just know there's things going around me, and it's basically, I guess I could describe it as a new level, a shift in just awareness and understanding that there's things going around me, and just wondering, am I off my rocker? I know I'm not, in a way, because I know what I sense is real, but then I'm trying to make out or make sense of, are my senses just being manipulated, or is there something more in consciousness? Is there a nexus between the two, or is it just my own senses? Because we always talk about you have to be mindful of your senses, because those are just your senses, and that's on this dimension. But what about in the dimension of consciousness? What is the relationship between how our senses get manipulated daily versus what is really real in consciousness?
What is real is what is within you. That seed of self, that seed of love, that seed of light within you, that's what's real. Anything going on around you is merely going on around you.
The events, you mean?
The events. And from that seed and from that place, you are the witness, you are the observer. You're not the participant.
Mm-hmm.
When one becomes a participant, what happens is that there is a tendency to get involved in things that really don't matter.
Joining the circus, you mean?
Joining the circus.
Okay.
Yes.
But what about... I'm sorry, I interrupted you. Carry on.
Well, no, it's also a matter of mind, where you're going to focus your mind. How are you going to focus your mind? How are you going to entrain yourself to be consciously aware of self in the process of living life? These days, there's so much talk about expansion and contraction and the momentum of the universe and astrology and all of this stuff. And it doesn't really matter, because the truth of who you are is
Beyond.
permanent. It is sustained in love. It has nothing to do with everything that's going on. And we must also look at mind and mind's involvement in all that is being created as a result of working with the energies or getting caught up in the energies. But when you get closer and closer and more imbued into the God self, into the light, into the love that you are deep within yourself, moving through all the illusions, personality, problems, complications, all of that, and you get very, very solid in that deep oneness of self, that love, nothing could ever waver you from the pure joy and bliss of life. No matter what happens around you, no matter what the circumstances are, no matter who or what may try to shake your tree, so to speak. And when they do, you'll know the right thing to say.
It'll
You'll know
be spontaneous.
Exactly.
Because you're connected.
Because you're connected and clear. And there's nothing attached to it. There's nothing vibrating back and forth. You don't have that vibrational ping pong going on.
So let's on a practical level, let's say you're at work or you're in a personal relationship, somebody is angering you or they're shaking your tree. And, I see the dichotomy. You can act from the ego and spew back whatever you need to say or feel like you should say. But when you go back and connect with the higher self, how would that work in reality, in the dimension on this level, on this life?
This life is not the reality. That God self, that domain of supreme intelligence within you is the reality. This is just the circus. This is just a play. Someone makes you angry. It really is a matter of determining how you will respond to it. What is going on inside of you? Examine the sensations. Observe these sensations. The need to respond or the need to engage or feel like you're a victim or feel like you're a responder in like. And when you get to the point where sometimes you will have to stand up for yourself. You will have to do it, but it's how you do it that makes the difference. And when you start engaging, you start creating that vibration, like I said, vibrational ping pong. It's back and forth. And until you get to the core of self, the core of that love, it's you will see that all of the engaging doesn't make any sense anymore. All of the ideas and beliefs and everything that beholds a resonance or a trigger inside of you
is useless.
Yes, it's irrelevant. It's not who you are. But what happens is people start identifying with that that is who they are,
right,
and perceive that as being truth.
So